What was The Cure's lineup for each album and why? Imagine a band that constantly evolves, shifting members and sounds with each new record. That's exactly what The Cure did over their long career. Robert Smith was the only member who stayed through every change. Their lineup changes weren't random. They reflected new musical directions and personal circumstances. Let's take a journey through each album and see who was in the band and why. It all started with their debut album, Three Imaginary Boys, released in 1979. The lineup was Robert Smith on vocals and guitar, Michael Dempsey on bass, and LOL Tolhurst on drums. This trio played a raw, minimalist post-punk sound. Dempsey left soon after because of musical differences, which led to a new sound and lineup for the next album. For 17 Seconds in 1980, Robert Smith was joined by Simon Gallup on bass, LOL Tolhurst on drums, and Matthew Hartley on keyboards. Gallup replaced Dempsey, bringing a darker tone that helped shape Gothic rock. Hartley added atmospheric keyboards but left after this album, so the band went back to a trio for Faith in 1981. That album's mood was more somber and introspective, deepening their Gothic style. In 1982, they released Pornography with the same lineup as Faith. This was their most intense and dark album, reflecting personal struggles. Gallup left shortly after due to conflicts with Smith, which affected the band's dynamic. The band then changed direction with The Top in 1984. This lineup included Robert Smith, LOL Tolhurst on keyboards, Porl Thompson on guitar, Andy Anderson on drums, and Phil Thornley on bass. Gallup was gone, and the band experimented with psychedelic and pop sounds. Anderson and Thornley were session musicians helping with this transition. By 1985, the band's lineup stabilized with Robert Smith, Simon Gallup back on bass, LOL Tolhurst on keyboards, Porl Thompson on guitar, and Boris Williams on drums for The Head on the Door. Gallup's return brought stability, and Williams replaced Anderson. This album was more melodic and accessible, marking a shift toward alternative rock. Next came Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me in 1987 with the same lineup. They created a double album blending alternative, pop, and Gothic influences. It showed how versatile the band had become. In 1989, they released Disintegration, often seen as their peak. The lineup was Robert Smith, Simon Gallup, Porl Thompson, Boris Williams, and LOL Tolhurst on keyboards, though Tolhurst's role was smaller. Tolhurst left soon after due to personal issues, and the album's lush, atmospheric sound reflected the band's artistic maturity. In 1992, Wish came out with a lineup of Robert Smith, Simon Gallup, Porl Thompson, Boris Williams, and new keyboardist Roger O'Donnell. O'Donnell replaced Tolhurst, and the album balanced dark moods with catchy melodies. Wild Mood Swings in 1996 kept the same lineup but saw the band experimenting with many styles. Internal tensions led to Boris Williams leaving after this record. Bloodflowers in 2000 was the next chapter, with Robert Smith, Simon Gallup, Porl Thompson, Roger O'Donnell, and Jason Cooper on drums. Cooper replaced Boris Williams, and the album revisited the moody, atmospheric sound of earlier works. The band then released The Cure in 2004, with the same lineup, blending alternative rock with introspective themes. Their next album, 1413 Dream in 2008, kept the same members but was the last to feature Porl Thompson before he left in 2010. The band's latest album, Songs of a Lost World in 2024, includes Robert Smith, Simon Gallup, Roger O'Donnell, Jason Cooper, Perry Beaumont on guitar and keyboards, and Reeves Gabrels on guitar. This lineup shows how the band continues to evolve, blending longtime members with new talents. Why did these changes happen? Personal differences, conflicts, and musical shifts all played a part. Gallup left and rejoined, Tolhurst's health issues led to his departure, and new members brought fresh ideas. The band's changing sound, from post-punk to Gothic rock to alternative and pop, needed different skills. Their ability to adapt kept them relevant and influential in alternative music. Each lineup change helped shape their sound and kept their spirit alive, inspiring countless bands in emo, screamo, and beyond.